I work in the software firm. We both work in Bengaluru since last many years.
My name is Gaurav, and I'm also in software firm. We are from Rajasthan, Jaipur. We came here to have this baby.
It all started when I got pregnant with my first baby. That was back in 2021. So that time also I wanted to have a natural birth because I had read stories, from women all around the world. I had read books, in terms of pregnancy, childbirth. So, but we were in our parents' hometown that time in Jaipur, and I did all the preparation from my side, but it didn't quite end well because we felt like we were pushed into a C-section, which we didn't think it was was necessary at that point of time. We were not given enough time for the labor to progress. So just within 2 hours of my water breaking, we were pushed into a C-section, saying that if we don't do it right now, the baby might not do well. So that was a bit of a disappointment, and honestly I was just disappointed with the medical facility. That was the turning point where I lost my trust with the medical facility in the country, because from what I had heard from stories from other countries and women all around the world, it is a very natural thing. And I have grown up around women. Like, I was a breech child myself for my mom. Sorry mom. But she delivered me naturally without any tear, and this is something that she's very proud of. All the women that I see around, the older generations, they feel very proud of their birth journeys, and it is not something that that scares them. So I was in the same headspace, but I quickly realized that the other side of the line is not on the same page. So that's when we got pregnant with the second baby, I was adamant that this time we are going to do whatever it takes to progress as naturally as possible with my pregnancy as well as delivery. Because in my first time also, I had done everything from my side. We had done the Lamaze, the yoga, the readings. And we thought that it was enough, but honestly it is not. Now when I look back, I think doing your part is only, I would say, 20% of the story. The most important part is to find a healthcare provider who is on the same page as you, because no matter what you do, how much you are prepared, if the other person is not on the same page, they can just all it takes is for them to tell you is the baby's heart rate is dropping. If you don't we don't do it right now, you will lose the baby. That's all it takes. So your months of preparation, it all goes in vain. It doesn't matter really. So this time I was adamant, and we both were on a lookout for such healthcare providers who believe that birthing is a natural process and the body knows how to birth, and you should just let the woman be. And you don't need any medical interventions. That it's not a painful journey that a woman is going through. So that's when we started searching, and we found out a couple of we were surprised actually that there were only 2-3 places in the whole country which are on the same page. So we talked to, I think, all of them, and because we were in Bangalore, we consulted some doctors which were known to push for natural deliveries also, because honestly that would have been the most convenient option for us. So but somewhere, because it was a VBAC case, everyone had that some air of doubt that okay, you had a C-section first, I mean we will try, but we can never say for sure. So I was very disappointed that why is this coming from, because when look at it medically, they say that if there is a certain years of gap, if this is that, if your scar is good, then you are a good candidate. So if I am a good candidate, then why can't you give me that confidence that you are a good confident, so we will try at 100%. Why are you at this point of time telling me that only we cannot say for sure? we did normal, like on Google we were searching.
Basic internet search.
We did.
Sanctum.
Yeah, it led us to Sanctum, and then I started looking at the testimonials online. We got that confidence. I also talked to people. I mean, I can't tell you how many women I have talked to, like friends of friends of friends of friends. That do you know someone like who's from Hyderabad first of all, and then if they're from Hyderabad, do you know if there's a place called Sanctum, or if I heard that someone is a VBAC mom, I would talk to them. So I did a lot of talking this time with women who have actually had good experiences on ground. So. And I was actually surprised. I thought people who have had natural birth and even corporate hospitals, they would have had a good experience. But I was very surprised to know that most of the women I knew, they had terrible experiences. So it was not a matter of if it is a C-section or a natural birth. It was just how you are treated in a medical facility. There was no dignity, and there was no consent. You would be given synthetic drugs without even asking. So this was a very common story. So but Sanctum, I mean, we found it, and when we went through the page, we went through the testimonials, we were quite convinced. It didn't take us a lot of convincing to at least have the first appointment with Dr. Vijaya.
In the first pregnancy as well, we read a lot of books, we did classes, she did yoga, and I was also with her in that. So we had a lot of knowledge that this needs to go this way. We had so much information. But when it came to the final delivery part, the hospital, we were not able to implement it. And when you are in that situation in a hospital, and when someone says that baby's heartbeat is low, you are not in the right mind space to question them or to make the right decision. So that's why we thought that we need something else. This is not right. This is not correct. This is not natural. They didn't feel natural. And also after the C-section and after the experience that we had, I know that she particularly was not her 100%. She was not convinced because of the decision, and that kept her like that thought was in her mind for a lot of for I think months, starting months. Luckily, everything else, DB was good and everything else was good, but that thought was there that she was not treated fairly. So that's why it was important for us to this time try something else, try something better, right? So that's why when this pregnancy happened, we thought we'll find better solutions, and let's hope that we are able to deliver naturally, whatever, naturally delivery or even if C-section, but given a chance for natural delivery. Starting few consultations we did online with Dr. Vijaya, and I think after just the first consultation, and wherein she was like open to all the questions, and she just gave us a space that any question that you have, you can ask straight away, and she answered them like pretty differently than what answers we got from other facilities and other hospitals. So that all actually gave us a point of view that there is a difference between the Sanctum and the next best that we have consulted. And then we came across few stories wherein people from Bengaluru itself, they went to Sanctum, had a positive experience. So the travel part and staying in a new city, that also didn't scare us a bit.
And honestly, it was a bit intimidating at first. I mean, to move to a different city, and we have a toddler with us as well. It's not that we are first-time parents. So to move to a different city with a kid and the other one that you're expecting, it was intimidating. And we honestly didn't discuss a lot with our families and friends because we didn't know how they would perceive it. Like they would think we are crazy because everyone goes to Bengaluru, it's such a big city, and why are you going to Hyderabad? But so we really tried actually that we didn't have to come to Sanctum. We really tried that some hospital or doctor would give us that confidence that you can deliver here and you will be delivered, you'll deliver naturally, there would be no problems. So till 36th week actually we tried, but all the places that we consulted in Bangalore, as we were coming closer to the due date, they started telling things like, we'll see, you cannot say for sure, only time will tell. One doctor even said that when you're coming for your birth this time, have it in mind that you're going to have a C-section. If it is a natural birth, then it is a positive for you, but have that mindset. So that was such a turn off for us. So we both discussed, I said, Gaurav, I think this is it. We have to go to Sanctum now. It was only on 36th week that we actually made up our mind. We were having consultations, but we were still a little bit dicey. We were hoping that we could, skip that part, that inconvenience. But on 37th week, we came here. We rented an apartment for 3 weeks or so. And it was amazing. I mean, we both travel a lot with our toddler, and we have been traveling a lot with her also. Even when I was pregnant. So we loved, we enjoyed Hyderabad to its core, the food, the culture, the people, the weather. So it was in terms a good vacation of sorts, I would say, before having our second child. So it was a blessing in disguise for us. We took the Lamaze classes and the yoga classes also. Lamaze classes we had started even before coming to Hyderabad. So the point was, even if we deliver here or somewhere else, the Lamaze and yoga would still we'll do.
It was very homely over here, and quite different actually.
Yeah. My husband, who used to be a fan of the white shiny lights of the corporate hospitals, he was like, "Oh, this is a bit different, okay, but I don't know." I said, "Okay, you'll get used to it." We started coming to Sanctum for our regular consultations with Dr. Vijaya, and every time we came, it just reinforced that belief that we are exactly in the right place. So, and we were also eagerly waiting for the D-Day to arrive when my labor would start. So on 22nd of 1 a.m. our waters broke, and we updated Dr. Vijaya on the on-call number, and she told us that we can wait, there is nothing to it. If the water doesn't have any coloration and if it's all clear, it's all good. So we waited till next morning, and then we were called for a checkup once to see if everything is fine, and everything was good. They checked my vitals, baby's heartbeats and everything. We were sent back home again. So and this was very different to my first pregnancy, because in our first time also our waters had broken, and because I was prepared, we were very chill. We thought that we would go to the hospital, they'll check and send us back, but they didn't. They kept us there, and then it just went downhill. But here it was, everyone was relaxed, there was no panic around. We were chill, the Dr. Vijaya and everyone, they were like, as long as the baby's heartbeat is good, they haven't passed the meconium, you feel fine, we will wait. So then that's what we did, and then on 23rd morning, right, we ran some tests, and they saw that there was some amount of infection. Nothing major or concerning, but they suggested that it would be good if I come here, and then the labor progresses on its own at the facility. So we packed our bags, we came on 23rd. I started getting my contractions. I started getting my contractions. They were still far apart, so all the nurses, the midwives here, they were really helping me with how to manage my contractions. And because we had done the Lamaze class and the yoga also, that also helped us. That we kind of knew what is to come, and we were mentally prepared. So they were helping me with all the exercises on to help the labor progress. The good thing was there were few times when they suggested some exercise, but I didn't like doing it. I would just say I don't feel nice. So can we do the same thing but in a different way? And they were very prompt. Like they could suggest me multiple exercises which would do the same thing and find out the one that I like. So it was a win-win, and so it made me actually enjoy the labor process, and that kind of made it very easy, at least on the first day of us being here. Then on the morning of 24th, which was after passing a night here, the next morning, the contraction didn't really pick up. The labors were, it was still going, it was far apart, and I was feeling a bit low. I mean, that morning I felt like, I don't know, I mean, is it going to move forward? I started getting that doubt. That's when, the midwives and the nurses came in. They said, sit here and talk to me. Like, what's going in your head? Tell us. And that was really nice, because I mean, when you're in that process of labor, when you talk to another woman, that makes a difference. So she told me that this is okay, this is normal. Don't feel low. You need to enjoy your labor now, because your baby has not descended now, but the baby will be descending. Like, there is no other way. This is how nature works. It will happen. The birth is going to happen in a few hours or in a few days, whatever it takes. So you really need to enjoy this labor, because this time will not, probably will not come again. So that made me, think about it. And also she told me that that I need to change my mindset now. I don't need to, I should not be thinking that the labor is not progressing, because if you think 5 days back, like, were you in the same position? And I was not. So she said, don't think of it like the labor is not progressing. It might not be progressing like you have it in your headspace. Probably you would have, you might have thought something that it would go that way, and it's not going in the same trajectory. But it doesn't mean it's progressing. It is. So these, the talk that we had, the small talk, it really made a difference, and it like made me switch into the right headspace, because, and Gaurav will agree, yeah. I was like a different person on the morning of 24th.
That helped a lot. That seriously helped a lot. After that, her progression in the labor and the contraction, they picked up, and she was like talking to herself, and
I was talking to the baby. I was talking to the, during my entire pregnancy, people say you should talk to the baby, but I mean, I didn't really, I didn't feel, talking to the baby. But that day, I was in that headspace. I was talking to the baby, that baby, hi, are you listening to me? We have to come out today. Today is the day. You are coming out, and Mama is going to help you, and you have to, be with me in this. Both me and Gaurav and the baby, we did everything that the nurses and the midwife suggested, walking up and down the stairs, the squats, the yoga positions, and the yoga really helped me. I think if it wasn't the yoga classes and the breathing techniques, it would have been very difficult to cope. But because I had been practicing my breathing techniques my entire pregnancy, it kind of it came naturally to me. I knew how to breathe, how deeper, and how to deal with each contraction. So that was really lovely. And when we started doing this, when we were in the right headspace, things started moving like anything. The midwives here, they are just so amazing. They're so compassionate. The empathy, the love that I received here from the nurses, the midwives, Dr. Vijay, everyone around, like it is second to none. It was just amazing, and now they tell me that you have been so good, you manage everything so beautifully. But what I believe is I was able to do these things only because I was given a safe space. and a space to try things, because no matter if you have all the knowledge but you don't have that space to implement it, you can't really do anything. So our labor progressed entire afternoon. They checked my dilation I think once or twice, and it was moving well. And then on a beautiful evening at 4 we delivered our baby girl. It was lovely. My room had we had put up some nice aroma oils and fragrances, and it was evening, sunset time, which is the favorite time of the day for me. I could see the gulmohar trees outside, so it was lovely. It's an interesting story because we hadn't told anyone from our family that we are in Hyderabad. Nobody knew, because nobody would get it. I mean, who travels all the way with a toddler from one city to another just to deliver a baby, and you're all alone. So we were sure that our parents are going to panic big time. So we didn't tell any single soul in our family. Only a couple of my friends knew, my closest friends. And I told my sister, she's 5 years younger to me. I told her that we might need you, but it will be very closer to the delivery. So when I start feeling something, or when the doctor tells that we are near, that's when I'm going to call you, and you have to come here and take care of our elder one. So she was all up for it. So she was in Chandigarh that time, but I called her when my waters broke, that next morning you come, you fly down, because the baby might come anytime now. So nobody knew. Only after the baby was delivered, that's when our family got to know that we are in Hyderabad. And my poor husband, he was on the front line to take all the thrashing from both sides of the families, that I have you gone crazy, and you should have at least told us. But the point was, we didn't want any kind of panic around us. We wanted very, very calm space. There was no room for panic when all of this was happening. So my sister took care of my toddler when we came here, but for the couple of weeks that we were here, it was just the three of us, my husband, me, and our elder daughter, and we had a gala time.
Here in Sanctum, I felt that everything was driven towards making natural choices, having natural solutions to everything, and in between, after her water broke, contractions were a bit slow in the starting time. They used natural inducing methods and homeopathic medicines. That was actually very different for me to think about it. In a hospital, you don't get an allopathic hospital, you don't get homeopathic medicines, right? So if they gave us homeopathic medicine for some time to induce labor further, and that was very, very positive, and it helped actually. It helped massively. So that was a bit different, right? So that's why this time it was all good. After the baby born, I called everyone. I told them we are in Hyderabad and the baby is here. I got to hear a lot of things from them, but once I told them the situation, that this time around as well our water broke, but the doctor and the hospital waited for 3 days for the final delivery. That was a bit different for them as well, because especially in all the normal hospitals, even if you just say that you had a C-section earlier, they would just say that you will have 100% C-section this time as well. But so it was very different for them, that our first C-section, and after that we had a natural delivery. So they got on board, and it was all fine.
And everyone was surprised. Like a lot of people, they come from, because they are told that once you have a C-section, second is going to be a C-section. A lot of people didn't even know that there is such thing like a VBAC that exists. So they were very surprised that how did you do it? I mean, how did you get to know about this place? Like, do VBACs really happen in India? With such good success rates. So everyone was surprised. So what I would want to say to everyone is, here they don't even treat VBAC moms separately. That was the best thing. I never once I felt that they are doing things on me differently, or doing some different extra tests, or extra questions are being asked only because I have had a first C-section. There was no such thing like that. I was treated just like any other mother. So that's how amazing it is. She's barely 3 days now.
Yeah, she's 3 days.
We will be traveling back tomorrow. We are given green flag by the pediatrician, Dr. Vijaya. They did the preliminary checkups for me and the baby, and they wanted us to stay back for 2 days after the delivery, just to make sure that the baby doesn't develop jaundice or signs of it. So they said it will be nice if you're here, and we were not in a hurry. We stayed back, and so it was very sweet that we came as 3 people, or inside me, and we're going back as 4. So we have such lovely memories from Hyderabad. This is your body, and you have all the right to make the choices for your body, and you are the only one who should be making these choices, not anyone else. It doesn't matter if the person sitting next to you, they have a very high held degree, but it doesn't put them in a position to do whatever they want with your bodies. So make the right choices, be informed, and while being prepared from your side, that is great, but finding the right healthcare provider is the main part of the whole equation. So make sure that for beginners, find a healthcare provider who believes and truly believes in natural birth, who people who don't think that it is something which is a painful, miserable thing that a woman's body go through. So that is the first thing. Once you are in a good place, then you do everything, and everything will end up very well, that is for sure.